We point out the poem named called as "Oh, I Wish I Would Look After My Teeth." Right. The poem title, "Oh, I Wish I Would Look After My Teeth" or "Me Teeth," which is written by Pam Ayres. Right. It reflects what? The regrets, the regret and realization, the regret and realization of the speaker for not taking care of their teeth earlier in life. The use of "oh" and "I wish." So these words or these phrases emphasize what? Emphasize a sense of unhappiness, or called as a repent or lament, and also indicate sadness or realization, and also consider personal responsibility for the consequences or for the result of uh, not to take care dental hygiene. The speaker reflects on the carelessness of what? Consuming sweets, candies, and not brushing properly, which finally or eventually led to dental issues like cavities and the fillings. So the playful and informal tone of the poem increases what? The kind of a comedy or the humor, right? And did you understand that the playful and informal tone of the poem so increases what? The kind of humor or something that causes you laugh while focusing a serious message. At the same time, it focuses a serious message. Serious message about the what? Serious message about the importance of uh, oral hygiene, right? So that is why. If you talk about the next one, which asked you that parents alone are responsible for indicating a good sense of dental hygiene amongst children, whether you agree or disagree with the kind of a statement. Now, I would say that what you can't say that parents alone are responsible to this, right? So, why? Because parents play a crucial role, right? So, um, and if you say that they actually instilling a good sense of dental hygiene in their children, but at the same time, parents are undoubtedly important in teaching good dental hygiene, but I don't think they are mainly or solely responsible. Schools, you can say that pediatrician, dentist, schools, pediatricians, and dentists, and even media, they also play what? A part in spreading awareness about oral health, right? So, dental education that actually creates awareness target children directly, teaching them about the risk of poor hygiene. Schools can do what? Schools can incorporate or present lessons on healthy habits, including brushing and flushing, isn't it? Into their curriculum. Moreover, if you talk about that, children grow older, they become increasingly independent and should take responsibility for their own hygiene. Blaming only parents overlooks what? Overlooks the collective efforts needed from society, including the children's own choice to make sure good hygiene are maintained. Right. So, therefore, if you talk about that, one side you can disagree, but the other side also you can say that yes, you agree that what the parents play a crucial role in, keeping a good sense of dental hygiene in their children from an early age. Children generally mimic the habits, copy the habits and behaviors they see in their parents, isn't it? So, what the parents do, so children do the same. If a parents prioritize brushing teeth twice a day and avoiding excessive sugary foods, children are also more likely to what? Adopt these practices. Parents are, also responsible for educating children. Educating children about what? Educating children about the long-term effects of poor dental care, like cavities, gum disease, and also tooth decay. Tooth decay means how means your tooth getting degrading its condition. Regular dental checkup, and you can say that other things are also often scheduled by the parents, right? Further, it also takes the importance of oral health, since young children cannot manage these responsibilities alone. So parents must guide them, right? Setting the foundation for healthy dental habits, right? So therefore, you can say that parents play a crucial role instead of telling about means others, right? So you can say that agree or you can say disagree, but you're supposed to use the balance idea. Okay, so I hope you understood. Okay, coming to the next one, the poem. So the poem which we talk about here, it's called as "Oh, I Wish I Would Look After My Death." Here the poet, whose name is called as Pam Ayres, right? Who is a renowned contemporary British poet, right? Known for her, clever or called as a causing laugh and relatable poetry, right? So born in the year of 1947, as you find out, it's given in your book. She started writing poems as a hobby and finally became a popular entertainer, particularly through her live performance and television appearance in the UK. Her writing style is characterized by a conversational, light-hearted tone, and often uh, putting humor to address everyday topics. So in points like "Oh, I wish I would looked after me tip," she combines what two things: humor with insightful observation. So which is called as a you need to observe carefully, insightful observation on human behavior, right? And making her work what entertaining or called as a very interesting and thought-provoking, influencing her use of associating language and also connected with the what experiences allows readers to do what allows readers to connect easily with the messages. So what the message she wants to convey through her poem, often with a sense of shared understanding, or you can say that nostalgia. So Pam Ayres has, published multiple collection of poems and recorded albums, contribution to her, lasting appeal as a beloved figure in British poetry. So despite her comic style in the poem, her poems often carry deeper messages, which I pointed, such as in this particular poem, the poet has stated about personal responsibility, regret, and life lessons, right? And this ability to, mix the humor with the meaningful reflection is what sets her, apart, separate her as a unique and influential poet, isn't it? Now, if I talk about this particular poem, so we have just understood a couple of things. The first one is called as justifying the title, and then we understood about the agree and disagreement of means who should take the initiative to take care the children's means dental hygiene problem. Then third, we understood the poet Pam Ayres and her life. Then we talk about that the poem. So before we go to the poem, let me point out the poem that we are going to read is nothing but oh, you can say that what a humorous or narrative poem. What kind of a poem? Humorous, Humorous, humorous poem or narrative poem. And this poem follows, an AABBA rhyming scheme, right? How you can say that AABBA? Because if you see that, the ending of the poem line, ending of the each line, which is indicating that what teeth beneath chewed food and teeth, isn't it? So teeth beneath chewed food and teeth. So in that case, the first, second, and the fifth rhymes with each other. The third and fourth lines from a separate rhyme. So therefore, the pattern of the rhyme consistent throughout the poem, giving it a light sing-song rhythm that complements its humorous sense, right? And as far as I pointed, it is a humorous or narrative poem. So the poem does nothing but tells a story from the speaker's perspective about the result of neglecting one's teeth. The light-hearted colloquial associated language and humor categorize it as a humorous poem, but it also has elements of a narrative poem, since it describes a sequence of personal reflection and events, right? Like from childhood habits to dental problems, right? So at the same time, some also may say it is a poem didactic. Didactic means it can also be considered somewhat didactic because the meaning of didactic is called it conveys a moral lesson. Moral lesson about what? Dental hygiene in an entertaining way. The poem uses humor to teach readers the importance of taking care of their teeth. So you can point out a couple of things that called as first, it is a humorous or narrative poem. Second, it is a poem that provides you some kind of a narrative, didactic or moral message, isn't it? So neither it is considered ode nor elegy or ballad. So, because ode is nothing but a formal and often serious poem that praises or glorifies a particular object, right? So, and Pam Ayer's poem is not an ode because it doesn't fit the formal celebratory tone typically associated with the song. It is light-hearted and humorous rather than grand or solemn. So, generally, ode poems are grand or solemn poems. Second, it is neither also elegy. Elegy means it is a mournful or reflective poem. So, typically written in a lamentation, sad of a person's death or loss. Although the speaker expresses regret in the poem, so the tone is playful and funny, right? Making it far from the sorrowful nature of an elegy, right? That is the second thing for which we cannot call it neither ode nor elegy. Third, it is also not ballad. Ballad is a narrative poem often writes in a, four-line quatrain, so telling a story, usually in a more serious or dramatic way. While Pam Ayer's poems tells a personal story. It's a tone full of comedy, and it doesn't follow the typical ballad structure of what alternating lines of the iambic tetrameter and trimeter. So in that case, you can't say that it is a ballad, right? Yes, if you talk about that, this type of poem uses humor and personal reflection, often with a colloquial language and to entertain the reader. Pam Ayres uses humor and a conversational tone to tell the story of a dental regret. So the poem is light-hearted, witty, and focuses on personal experiences, right, than a grand theme. So in that case, you can say it is a poem that carries comic monologue. Comic monologue means what? Mono means one, log is indicating that as a what? Uh, a humorous verse, right? Due to its comic monologue, right? Comic means comedy. Monologue means called as means one who reads or who reads the whole poem, right? It indicates the personal reflection on dental hygiene with a playful, self-deprecating tone, right? Now, uh, are you getting my point, dude?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's great. So coming to the next one is called as the descript. We will read the poem and try to understand what this poem is all about. The poem begins with what? Oh, I wish I would look after my teeth and spotted the perils beneath. All the toffees I chewed and the sweet, sticky food. Oh, I wish I would look after my teeth. I wish I had been that much more willing when I had more to bear than feeling, to pass off gobstoppers from respect to me choppers, and to buy something else with me shearing. When I think of the lollies I licked and the liquorice all sorts I picked, you can say that sherbet depths, big and little, all that hard peanut brittle. My conscience gets a horrible pricked. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste all right. Right. I flashed it about late at night, but up and down, brushing and poking and pushing did not seem worth the time I could bite my little teeth. My, my teeth gobstoppers, a large hard sweet, liquorice, candy made with the dried root of the liquorice plant, sherbet dabs. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So what do we find out here? We find out that and it is stated that I flashed it about late at night, but up and down brushing and poking and fussing did not seem worth the time I could bite. If I would know, or if I had known I was paving the way to cavities, caps, and decay, the murder of feelings, injections, and drillings, I would have thrown all me sherbet away. So I lay in the old dentist chair, and I gazed up his nose in despair, and his drill it to wine in these molars of mine. To amalgam, he will say, for in there. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth as they foamed in the waters beneath. But now comes the reckoning. It's me they are beckoning. Oh, I wish I would look after me teeth. Right. So you would find out that the poem, it's too lengthy, right? So you can point out that uh, the discussion which or the poem that discusses what means, oh, I wish I would look after me teeth. So here the speaker Pam adds expresses what? Regret means that something called as a feeling of repentance, right? You feel sad for not taking better care of their teeth. Like generally, you find out that when students get fail in their exam, they realize that, hey, why have not I studied better so that I could pass? Similar to that, means what they did in the past, so whose result they find out in the present situation. And here also the speaker expresses what? Regret for not taking better care of their teeth in the past. So that is why the informal use of me instead of mine adds a conversational. Conversational means like a talk to each other in a humorous tone, right? So then after the second line where it is stated, and spotted the perils beneath. And spotted the perils beneath means what? Now, the poet stated they wish they had recognized the dangers, right? So, uh, dangers that called as perils. So, lurking beneath the surface of their poor dental care, like cavities and decay. So, you know that means when we talk about spotted, the perils beneath, spotted the perils means danger. So, danger substances which are hidden where? Now, hidden inside the teeth, right? So, and you can say that what they lie beneath the surface of their poor dental care like cavities. So, what are those dangers? Cavities and also getting the teeth down. All the toffees I chewed. And why did it happen? all the toffees I chewed. What do you mean by toffees? That called as the speaker remembers how did he eat toffees, a sticky, sugary candy, right? That is why it is called as a toffees I chewed. So toffees means candies, chocolates, sticky, sugary candy that is harmful to the teeth, and that he remembered that how he uh, chew them. And the sweet sticky food, they also mention what involving in other sugary and sticky food which can cause tooth decay. Tooth decay means tooth problem. Oh, I wish I would look after me teeth. So the poet again and again regretting over not taking better care of uh, his his or her health, right? He pointed that I wish I had been that much more willing. It means the poet regrets not having the willingness. So willingness means what? Now, if you are determined, if you are, persevere, if you are, means, now, if you maintain the discipline, so to take better care of your teeth, then then you won't have such kind of a problem, right? Or called as a when they had the chance of the problem at the same time, you should take care of your teeth. Then you won't face such kind of a problem, right? So it is also said that when I had more tooth there than falling, so, sorry, when I had more tooth there than feeding. So the poet reflects on a time when their teeth were still intact, tight, and did not need feelings or did not need dental work, which has since become necessary, right? So in that case, when I had more tooth there than feeling, so at that time it was not necessary to feel in, it is not necessary to, work on it. To pass off gobstoppers, to pass off gobstopper means what? Now, means the poet regrets not resisting. Resisting means not stopping the desire of gobstoppers, means he ate it a lot candies, large, hard candies that that can damage teeth over time. So therefore, to pass off gobstoppers, when I had more tooth there than feeling, to pass off gobstoppers from respect to me choppers, right? So the poet said that what he regrets not stopping not stopping his interest to or her interest to eat gobstopper or large hard candies that damage his teeth or her teeth over time. From respect to me choppers, so choppers means what? Choppers is indicating as a slang for teeth. The speaker wishes. The speaker wishes what? Now, she had more respect for her teeth and taken better care of them, right? So, and to buy something else with me shilling instead of spending money instead of, so it is stated to and to buy something else with me shilling. It means the money he had, the money she had, right, which is nothing but called as a shilling, right? So, and that she spent on what? That she spent on sweets. So she wishes they had bought something better for means for her health, isn't it? Now, anyone, your friends, your relatives, so whoever come, they bring chocolates for you, right? So if they bring something else, then means the poet's teeth could be well or healthy, right? So it is also said that when I think of the lollies I licked, when I think of the lollies I licked, it means the poet also remembers about all the lollipops. Lollies means lollipops, so she consumed. So obviously, lollipops means another source of sugar that contributed to the tooth decay. So that is why means she believed that what when she gets lollipops, she consumes it a lot. So which is nothing but filled with the source of sugar. And the liquorice all sorts I picked. And the liquorice all sorts I picked. The poet also recalls what choosing choosing licorice candies, which are often sugary and sticky. Licorice It's called as again another kind of a candies which are often sugary and also sticky, and that makes them harmful to means her teeth. So she also pointed sherbet dabs, big and little sherbet dabs. Sherbet dabs again called as another kind of a tiny sweets, right? Small sweets. So and the speaker regrets means feel sad indulging in them as well. So speaker recognizes that even these small treats added to their dental issues. So these are the small things, lollipops, sherbet dabs, and other things. They are nothing but means added to her dental issues. All that hard peanut brittle, all that hard peanut brittle. So the poet also regrets eating peanut brittle, right? Peanut, you understand that? So again called as the sweet things, a hard candy that could easily break or damage it. So not only the chocolate, but also means hard substances when you eat it or when you chew it, it would also break or damage your teeth. So the poet stated that my conscience, yeah, my conscience gets horribly pricked. My conscience gets horribly pricked. It indicates that the poet talks about the conscience is in trouble. So her knowledge is in trouble as or his source of knowledge is in trouble or in problem as she reflects or she remembers on all the bad decisions she made regarding her dental hygiene, right? And all those were poor. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste, all right. So the speaker also admits that if she used toothpaste, but it is implied that she did not do so properly or consistently. Like if you are chewing chocolate or if you are means eating candies and you need to brush it properly. And if you don't do it, they will definitely damage to your teeth, you can say. So the poet also said that, oh, I showed them the toothpaste, all right. I flashed it about late at night. I flashed it out about late at night. It means the poet said that she should have brushed or she brushed her teeth, but often carelessly or quickly, perhaps only before bed when it was least effective. So, means in that case, you would find out the poet stated clearly that how she her neglects carrying her teeth. She points out that what she doesn't brush it properly. She brushed it, carelessly or haphazardly, right? But up and down brushing. Up and down means what? That called as this line refers to haphazard brushing technique, which might have been, not effective in cleaning the teeth thoroughly. So the poet said that and poking and fussing. And poking and fussing means what? That mentions brushing and poking. Brushing and poking her teeth without much care of attention. Brushing and poking her teeth without much care of attention suggests nothing but a lack of seriousness when you are brushing the teeth and you are not taking care of your dental hygiene. Right or not? Did not seem worth the time, did not seem worth the time I could bite. Right? So the poet also said that at the time, means the poet did not feel brushing was important because her teeth were still strong enough to bite without issues, right? So she did not prioritize proper care, right? So the poet also said that if I had known I was paving the way to cavities, caps and decay, if I had known. So the speaker also acknowledges what? That if she had realized the her neglect would lead to dental problems like cavities and needing caps, right? So, needing caps or crowns, she would have been more careful. So, obviously, people do not know what is going to happen in future, right? If they would have known, then if they had known, they would have taken care of, right? So, similar to that, the murder of feelings. Right. The poet said that if I had known, I was paving the way to cavities, caps, and decay. So the speaker accepts the mistake that if she had realized her neglect would lead to dental problems. So like cavities and needing caps or crowns. So she would have been more careful. So the poet also said that the murder of feelings, it indicates that the decay and the neglect. The decay and the neglect led to the need for feelings, and in a dramatic way, the speaker refers to this as the murder of her healthy teeth. So she said that injections and drillings, it means the poet also said that she is now facing what painful dental procedures like she will be getting injections for anesthesia and drilling to fix cavities inside. So she said that I would have thrown all my sherbet away. Sherbet means the obviously we understand the sugary coated chocolate. So if she had known how bad it would get, she would have avoided all those sweets like sherbet to protect her teeth. So I lay in the old dentist chair. So I lay in the old dentist chair. So the speaker is now in the dentist chair, facing what? Facing the consequence of her past choices. She also said that, and I gauge up his nose in despair. And I gauge up his nose in despair means, so the poet stated while lying in the chair, gauge up means what? Looking constantly or straight to the doctor's nose. So while lying in the chair, so she looks up at the dentist. So feeling hopeless or rejected about the situation, she felt afraid of, or she feels fear of it. And it's a drill it to wine. And it's a drill it to wine means, so the sound of the dentist drilling creates anxiety and also discomfort. So not feeling comfortable, reinforcing what the unpleasant experiences. So when your teeth is drilled, or when your teeth is means uh, making a kind of a sound inside it, what do you feel? You feel anxiety and you feel discomfort, right? And it will make you unpleasant experience of dental work. In these molars of mine, so the poet again started with what? The dentist is working on the dentist is working on her molars, which have suffered from years of neglect. So she pointed that how the things in the teeth suffered from years of neglect, not been taken care for a long time. To amalgam, he will say, for in there. To amalgam, he will say, for in there means the dentist tells the speaker. The dentist tells the speaker that two fillings were made of amalgam. Amalgam means that called as a joint together, right? A silver colored material are needed to fix together the bad teeth or degrading teeth or decayed teeth. How I laughed at my mother's false teeth. So the poet thinks here that how she laughed at her mother's false teeth. The speaker remembers laughing at her mother for needing false teeth, right? Needing means a cap or crown of her false teeth, not realizing she too might face similar result, right? As they foamed in the waters beneath. So the poet also recalls false teeth watching her mother's false teeth soaking in water, and you can say that with a cleaning solution, a scene she used to find nothing but funny or humorous, but now comes to the reckoning. But today it is her role. Now the speaker realizes that what she must face the consequence of her own neglect, and it is not so funny anymore. She felt nothing but a regret. She felt nothing but a pain, anxiety. It is me they are beckoning, right? It is me they are beckoning means what? The false teeth are now calling out to the speaker, suggesting the speaker that she too might need them one. one day if she doesn't improve her habits. Right. So, oh, I wish I would look after me teeth. So the poem ends with the speaker. Ends with the speaker what? Now remembering or reiterating her regret over not taking better care of her teeth, driving home the message of a personal responsibility and the consequence of neglect. So all total, if you say that what the poem, you know, the poem humorously yet you can say that poignantly illustrates or narrates the result of poor dental care through the speaker's nostalgic recollection of her careless eating habits and also neglecting of proper brushing. Right. So these are the things. Palm ads uses humor to, express a serious message that what now taking care of your teeth early on can prevent regret and also discomfort later in life. Isn't it? Did you understand which one?
The 15 part. So the lines, my mother, she told me no, and if you got a tooth, you got a friend. I was young then and careless. My brush was hairless, and I never had much time to spend.
What is that? Tell me again.
So the 15 part, my conscience gets horribly pricked. My mother, she told me no, and if you got a tooth, you got a friend. So these three lines only.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Why in the means in that particular part it is not there in an online book? My conscience gets horribly pricked. Oh, I showed them the toothpaste, all right.
So, but in my book, it is written, my mother, she told me no, and if you got a tooth, you got a friend.
It is not there in this old. It might be the old book. Okay. My mother, she told me no end. If you got a tooth, you got a friend, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this line stated what? So my mother, she told me no end. If you got a tooth, you got a friend. I was young then and careless. My toothbrush was hairless. I never had much time to spend. So the poet remembers how her mother kept on repeating. Repeating what? Repeating one saying day after day. that the saying was that if you got a tooth, you got a friend. The it means that good and healthy teeth are the best companion, right? It means here she is not telling that your if you have a good teeth, it means you have a good friend. He is saying that the teeth are the best friend of yours, right? So, and it will stay with you forever, right? One cannot live their life to the fullest with their teeth. One can live life to the fullest with teeth. One cannot live their life to the fullest without it, right? So therefore, the poet says that what she was young back then, and like all young people, she too also ignored her mother's advice. She was careless with her teeth. Her toothbrush too was not suitable for cleaning teeth efficiently as there was not enough hair on it. My toothbrush was hairless. No, it means her toothbrush was also not suitable for cleaning teeth efficiently. There was not enough hair on it. She was, also busy in her studies, right? So that's why she pointed, I never had much time to spend. So she was also busy in her studies and playing with her friends. And so she never had enough time to pay attention on her teeth. So therefore, it is clearly indicated that my mother, she told me no end. She told me no end, right? If you got a toothbrush, you got a friend. I was young then and careless. My toothbrush was a hairless. I never had much time to spend. Did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all for the day. I think I have another class. No, we'll meet after means in the next class. And in the next class, I'll tell you all the poetic devices that are used in this poem, as well as we will discuss the question answer. Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's all for the day. And I'll send you some question. Please to means write the answers, and before 10 o'clock, you try to send it to me. Okay. Right.
Sir, it's okay for me.